Okay, another free resource, CKLA Unit 4 Kindergarten. I'm sorry, Unit 3 Kindergarten. And we are now going to be able to write letters. So Units 1 and 2 are kind of getting ready to write letters. Unit 3 is where you can start writing letters. So if you scroll all the way down, I don't need the teacher's guide. I don't need the assessment and remediation guide. So I'm going to just get the workbook is all I want. You might want those others to look them out into, but I do not. So get it downloaded, show in folder, open it up, and wait on your slow computer. Yep. Okay, so they have you on here starting with M. I would not. I would skip down and start on number 25, and I'll tell you why here in a second. And then I would go back up to the top. So 25 is the letter C, and the reason I like doing the letter C better is because if they can learn to write a C solid, then they can also learn to write an A. If they can learn to write a C, then they can write a D. They can make, if they're looking at their paper, if they can write a C, they can write a G, they can write a C, they can write a Q. So learning to write the letter C first and getting that solid just lends itself nicely into multiple other letters. So I would move down to 65, have them practice. Something that research shows is very important when learning to do handwriting. I'm not sure why this is not sliding. Here we go. Is to say words associated with what they're doing with their hands. So on this program, they say to write the letter C, we can tell the kids make most of a circle to the left. That's how you write a C. And if you're going to teach them to write an A, you would say make a circle to the left, short line. D would be circle to the left, long line, or tall line. I'm not sure what their verbiage is. But our program uses a little bit different words, but as long as you're using some sort of words to help them know to form the letters, and they're saying the letters, saying those words as they form the letters, that's a huge thing. It's a really good, helpful for those kids who struggle with handwriting. Another thing you need to know, and they need to know, is letters don't like to float. They want to touch lines. So if I'm writing the letter C, I can give them a dot to start if I want. They're going to go up and come around, but we don't want it to look like this. Uh-oh. They get scared when they're floating. Are they touching a line or are they floating? They're floating. So make sure we're scratching our back, coming around, and scratching our belly, We don't have any floating lines. So, and then they want them to, and it makes sense to say the sound as they're writing the letter. So they'd say k, 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 because reading, the most fundamental part of reading is associating the sound with the letter that they hear. After they get really solid at writing the C, the next one is to say the words, and if it starts with a k sound, you're going to write the letter C. So, crayon does, you would say k as you write your C. Cat does k. Elephant does not, you're going to skip it. So after they're solid on the C, go back up, and you can go in order from here on out. So, M, their words for it are short line down, hump, hump. So as they're learning to write it, you're going to have them start there and say short line down, hump, hump. Again, the words that go along with what their hands are doing is an important part of learning to write well. Short line down, hump, hump. After they get solid at learning how to write it, then they would just say the sound. That is the most fundamental part of reading, is associating that sound with that letter. So if they're able to hear that multiple times, then that's what we want. Next page, they would write an M under the ones that start with the sound. Then you move on to A, which again starts like a C. And then you would have letters that have the A sound. This one right here, a little bit different. You can have them cut out the pictures. Toes, moon, monkey, mouse, teeth, tiger. And then put, which if it starts with a sound like mouse, it would go under the M. If it starts with a T sound like tiger, it would go under the T. This doesn't seem like much of an activity, but hearing and being able to figure out what the first sound is in a spoken word is huge. So this is a great activity. It's called phonemic awareness. So let's go down to number 35. A little bit different activity. You can cut these letters out, put them in different order, make different words. So you can do mat or dat or cat or gat. mit or kit or dit or git, technically. So having them practice that. And that is 35. Let's go down to 38. So 38 and 39 are just the letters themselves. You can write these on paper, index card. And I say the ah sound, they point to the A. I say the if sound, they point to the I. If you wanted to make it a little more challenging, you can say, okay, what does this word start with, an at or an if? If you do if, what's the first sound in if? They would hold up the I. What's the first sound in at? They would hold up the A. 41, you're just drawing lines to, you're reading, essentially reading the word and drawing a line to that, the appropriate picture. And we're going down to 43. We just did that one. 45, 46. On this one, I would fold the paper where they cannot read the word. Okay, so fold it right there where they can't see the word. I would unfold it, read the word cat, fold it back where they can't read it, and then they have to write cat underneath the appropriate picture. I 100% have them say the sounds as they're reading it, as they're writing it. K, a, t. Again, no floating letters. Make sure they're forming the words properly. Unfold it, read the word dog, fold it back. D. They say the sounds as they write it. Ah, g. I don't know why they couldn't pick a better word than that, but okay. Nobody asked me. This is 46. 47 is just a kind of little recording. You can record whether they read the word correctly or not. 49. You tell them a word, they circle it. So if I said dot, they would need to read each word and then circle the word dot. Or if you have a little bear or something, you can put it on top of it, or a little paper clip. If you want to reuse the paper that way, you can do it multiple times. 51. Cut those out and practice reading the words. 55. They say cat and circle k, a, t, and then they write the word cat. K. Again, I would hide it, fold it right here where they can't read it, and make them do it on their own. And we got 65, 65, 65. Okay, this one right here, you can print this out, you can cut it, and it's a little word wheel. You put a little brad between those two circles, and then they can turn it and make different words. So this would be the word dim, dam, we've talked to him about it being a beaver's dam, did, etc. Kind of a fun way to practice reading words. Excuse me. Now we have a word bank. So I would fold it right here, read the word tag, fold it where they can't see it, come down here and write t, saying the sound as they read it, a, g, unfold it, cross it out, go to the next word. 57, and then we have 71. This is just practicing, and all of these start with that same motion of C. So I've got a couple pages of practicing those letters that start by writing the letter C. And then 75, again, I would fold this paper right here. They read the word at, they trace the word at, fold it where they can't see it, and sound it out as they write it. A, t. And that's it. So I'm hoping these free resources are helpful. You can do the vast majority of these without even having a printer, or it gives you ideas of what you can do at home. So hopefully it's helpful.